So, Norma, do I have your permission to record this interaction and share with your professor?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Great. Of course, if you would like a copy of our privacy notice, you can download that from our website, mursion.com/privacy notice.
No problem. All right. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the logistics of today's session. You will have around 15 minutes in the simulator to run the simulation, run the
Okay.
scenario, time permitted. We may be able to run through portions of the simulation again. Now, at the end of the simulation, I will return and guide you in a reflection of your experience.
No problem. Thank you.
If at any point you feel overwhelmed or you feel you cannot continue the simulation, you can just say pause simulation. I will return. I can address any questions that you may have, and then you can jump back in and pick up where you left off. All right?
No problem. All right. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Yeah. So as a reminder, your students, they can all write, raise their hands, and participate in pair and share. However, if you ask the avatars to do something outside the limitations of the program, like give a choral response or give a thumbs up, an avatar will say, principal says we can't do that and reference that action, and that's just your cue to move on. Other than that, you can feel free to treat them like you would any live student.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So a couple questions before we jump into the simulation. What is your selected intensity level today? Low or medium?
I would say medium.
Medium?
Medium.
Great.
Yes.
And will you be choosing subject matter from the immersion content table today or bringing your own prepared content?
Yes, I chose from the table that they gave me, social studies, branches of government.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Mhm.
All right. Well, any final questions before we jump in?
Okay. No, not at all. I'm ready. A little nervous, but I'm ready.
Okay, that's all right. Being a little nervous is good. I like to tell people it means that you care. So
Amen. Thank you.
yeah, use those nerves to kind of pump you up and get you excited.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All
Yeah, Norma,
right.
any final questions before we jump in?
I can introduce myself and give them my name. Is that a problem or no?
No, of course you're welcome to do that. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you
No
can
problem.
introduce yourself however you would like.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Great.
All
Here
right.
come your students, and I will see you after.
All right. Thank you. Later. Hello, class. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, Miss Teacher.
Good afternoon, Mina. Thank you. Good afternoon, Jayla and Emily.
Oh, hey, what's
Will,
up?
can I get your attention, guys? Good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, Jayla. All right, beautiful kids. My name is Miss Hill. All right. Does anybody know how to spell Miss Hill? Hill? How do you spell Hill?
Oh,
Mina, thank you for raising your hands.
Yes. So, Miss Hill. Well, it depends if you spell the Miss as Miss or MS, but Hill would be HILL.
Wonderful. So it's MS period HILL. That's my name, Miss Hill. And I see that your name is Mina. Nice to meet you, Mina.
That is correct. And I really like your glasses. I think they make you look very smart.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the beautiful comments. Will, hello, Will.
oh, hi.
Hi. Jayla, how are you?
Good.
All right. You sound excited.
Yeah.
Emily, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, Carlos.
Hello.
Hello. Wonderful. Okay. So today, we're gonna have a lesson, right? And our lesson is going to be, first and foremost, when you have a question or whatever, if you want to say something, make sure you raise your hands if you have a question or some doubt about something. Okay. All right. Wonderful. So today our lesson is going to be a social studies. We're in our social studies class at the moment. And then we are going to be learning about the branches of the government. Branches of the government. Can somebody give me some kind of detail? Does anybody know anything about the branches of the government of the United States? What is the branches of the government? What are we talking? Mina? Go ahead, honey.
Well, I guess, well, when I think about the government in general, um, I think that it's important. The government is important because it's it sets the laws and establishes the rules for our country. And so, while don't I don't completely know all of the branches of the government. I know that there's it's different. Um, let's see,
Wonderful.
there are different kind of groups, right? Is that correct?
Absolutely wonderful, Mina. Thank you so much, for your explanation. Thank you so much. Does anybody know what Mina is talking about when it comes to, and Mina is right, by the way. Let me just let you know that we do need the government to set laws and rules, authority. Okay? Does anybody know what authority is? Emily. Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for putting the pencil down. What is authority, honey? Tell me something about the authority. What is that?
Authority. I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's like people in charge.
Exactly. For example, in the streets, if somebody gets in trouble, who are we going to go look for? Who are we going to call? Who do we need? Starts with the P. The
The police.
the police. Wonderful. Okay.
Well, it would
So,
also depend on like the type of emergency, because like sometimes you may not need like the police, but you may need like a health worker or someone like that.
wonderful, honey. But next time you have to raise your hands, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, Jayla? All right, thank you, sweetie. Okay, so all of these people who are helping out there, all these laws come from the government. Okay, so that's the reason why we need the government will. Okay, we need Will to wake up. Okay, so let's move on then, because I don't want Will to fall asleep. All right, so the branches of government here in the United States, we have branches of government. Okay, it's a huge organization, but it's separated in what? How many? Does everybody know? Anybody know? Is it 3, 2, or 5? Our government is separated in how many?
Maybe is it 5?
Separate parts. Okay, I'm going to tell you the first one. The first one is the executive. All right. And then what? After executive, we have what?
I don't remember all of the names.
Okay, we have the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. Okay? Again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Executive.
I've heard those.
Exactly. So we have the executive, right? The legislative and the judicial. So each one of them, okay, they have a job to do. Now, under executive, there's one person in charge of the executive office. Okay, can somebody tell me who that person is in the I'm sorry. Yes, in the executive office. Forgive me. Who is in charge, Jayla, in the executive office?
Oh yeah. That's like the president, right?
Wonderful. The president. Yes, Carlos.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Jayla.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you for
like
your answer.
my aunt, she's like the president of like her company, and she's like a super high power executive. My dad always says that, so that's how I put that together.
Wonderful. Thank you
Hmm.
for, for adding to it. Carlos,
Yeah.
and what other person is there besides the president?
Oh, oh, well, right now it's Miss Kamala.
Well, who's that? I'm sorry. Who's that?
Oh, the vice president, Miss Kamala,
The
right?
vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, so these are the people that are under the executive. They make the orders, okay? And what do executives do? Can somebody tell me what does the president do?
Well, the president's very important. He has
Okay.
to well run the country.
Absolutely. So,
Hmm.
Will, besides running the country, just give me one thing that the president does.
Um,
Will?
um, I don't know.
Okay, one of the things that he does, Will, and everybody else, is sign the laws. Okay, he
Uh-huh.
signs the laws. Okay, Emily,
But
one more thing that the president, sorry,
oh, may I mention something?
go ahead, honey.
Historically, the president has been male, but I do think it is important to not gender that role because there's many great females who could potentially be president soon, and that's definitely something that I am interested in. I would love to be president of our country.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you have to work towards that. Okay, looking
Hmm.
forward, you have to work hard for it. Thank you, Emily. So what does the vice president do, Emily?
Um, I don't know. Maybe.
He assists the president. Okay, if there's a
Oh,
meeting, a big meeting or something, if the president cannot go, who goes, Carlos? Who attends that meeting if the president cannot make it?
oh, Miss Harris,
The vice president.
the vice
Wonderful.
president. Yeah.
Wonderful. I like your answer. Okay, so they are the one in charge. The president has a lot to do, a lot more to do. He is also in charge of what?
Well, like the country, right?
Who? Yes, but also defends. Who defends our country? Who goes out
Oh,
there
oh,
and
oh, like the military.
the military? Okay, he is also in charge of the military. Wonderful. Now let's go on to the next one. All right, the executive. Okay, who represents the executives?
Oh, well, I thought that we were just talking about the executive, right?
I'm sorry. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Okay, the legislative.
Mm.
Who are in charge in the legislative?
Um, well, the legislative, that one I do not remember.
It's something about
Okay,
laws, right?
absolutely. The legislative, okay, is the Congress and the
Oh,
Senate.
oh yes, there's the
Yes,
Congress and the Senate, and they
the
create
Congress.
the laws, right, Jayla?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it was like when we did that mock Senate, and we had to like practice being in the Senate and like making like being senators and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that day too. That was fun. That was a fun day that we got to practice.
all right, guys. Thank you guys for sharing. Okay, but we have to move on because time is short. So the Senate, they make the laws. Somebody said that before, okay? And they also, what else do they do? Does anybody know what else they do?
Um, they like represent the people.
Absolutely approve presidential appointment. For example, when they want to appoint a president, they also have to approve that. Okay, they have a lot of things to do, just like the president. Okay, now does anybody know where do they meet? Where do the people from the legislative office do you know what building do they meet in? What's the name of the building?
Um, it's not the White House, right?
No, who lives in the White House, Carlos?
Oh, yeah, that's the president.
That's the president. Wonderful
Mm-hmm.
job. But does anybody know? You can't see it that clearly. but it's right here. What building is that?
Oh, that looks like the Capitol building.
That's the Capitol building. Okay, Will,
Mm-hmm.
are you listening? What happened to the Capitol about a year ago? In January the 6th, what happened to it?
Oh, yeah, there was like a scary attack on it.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is where the senator meet. All right. Wonderful job.
Were the senators and stuff, like, were they hurt on that attack?
I don't think the senators were hurt, but some, based on the news, that we've been listening to, some guards, and some people lost their lives as well. So, but the senators, I don't think anybody got hurt. Yeah, they protected them. Yes. All right.
So sad, though.
Very sad, very sad. All right, let's move on. So what's the third branch of our government? What is the name of the third branch of our government?
Yeah, I don't know that one either.
Okay. Well, Emily, you want to put your pencil away and maybe you can answer a question, honey? Okay.
The judge?
Yes, there you're a smart girl. Judicial. Okay. I have an accent, by the way. All right. So it's kind of hard. Sometimes it's a little hard for me. I speak Spanish, by the way. Okay. So judicial. Okay. Judicial in Spanish, but we're learning English, judicial. And who are there? Who are in the judicial office?
Like the judges?
The judges, okay? And it is called the Supreme what?
Oh, the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court, okay?
Yeah.
And what do they do? Does anybody know what they do?
Well, they, I guess they hear cases and listen to cases, and they uphold the laws.
Absolutely, such a smart girl, okay? Carlos, okay? And they also decide if the laws are constitutional, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, now when they vote for them, okay, who have to appoint them? Who makes the appointment of the judges? We just had one appointed probably a couple of months, about a month or two ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What's her name again? She's awesome.
I forgot the name, honey, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really glad she's a judge, though.
Wonderful, wonderful. Carlos, who appoints the judges, my dear?
The president, right?
The president, exactly. Now, how many judges do we have sitting in the Supreme Court? Will, can you answer that question for me, please?
Oh, I don't know.
There are 5 plus 4 is equals to?
Oh, that's 9.
9. So there are 9 judges sitting in the office, okay? In the Supreme Court.
All right, Norma, sorry to interrupt you there at the end of your lesson, but wanted to make sure we had some time here to reflect and debrief on your experience. Okay. So, welcome back. Tell me, how do you think your students are feeling after that lesson?
Well, first and foremost, they do have a little knowledge, They answer, I would say most of them, even though, they kind of stumbled, but they did, they had some prior knowledge regarding to the appointment of the presidents and stuff like that. Emily was kind of busy writing, which is normal in class and stuff, and Will falling asleep. So, but I think they responded well. And the most important of all is the prior knowledge, of the lesson.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, tell me, in relation to the goal or the outcome of this scenario, which strategies or best practices did you use well?
Strategies, first and foremost, I try to make it interesting, and I wanted them, provide them the opportunity to give me that, ask open-ended questions. And that way they're able to kind of elaborate. Unfortunately, the time was short, I use those kind of strategies. And if I can use modeling, I would, and stuff like that. And I'm a special ed teacher, so my teaching experience is kind of different when it comes to regular ed, and special ed.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you
Mm.
think, what you've learned as a special ed teacher, how did that help you in this classroom with, a not special ed class?
Yeah, well, first of all, my special ed students, they're not severe. Some are autistic. The problem is that they have kind of a learning disability. I teach at a high school. So, for example, my 10th graders, students, they're like in like a sixth grade level and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the lesson, that I'm teaching, this lesson I would teach my 10th grade students and stuff like that. So the learning level, it's the same, despite of the age and stuff like that, and and the grade level, but it's the same. It's the same. So it really works for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great. Well, tell me, Norma, if you had a chance to teach this lesson again, what do you think you could improve upon?
I would improve on the time. I think that I kind of, I let the time drag without, covering everything that I needed to cover, because I wanted to do, a little assessment and stuff like that to make sure that they understood, the lesson and stuff. So I really would work on my time and stuff, and yes, and also keeping Will awake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because Will was a little bored and stuff like that. So I would do a little work on that, even though that I did call on him,
Mm-hmm.
but he looked kind of draggy and stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and that seemed to be, I definitely noticed you made a habit of asking questions, allowing the students to answer them on their own, or like you said, calling on students when you were noticing maybe off-task behavior to help re-engage them into the lesson.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Hmm.
Great. All right, Norma, thank you so much for your participation.
Thank you.
This
Yeah.
concludes your simulation experience. You chose to record today's session, so you will be able to access your video by returning to the Immersion portal where you scheduled today's session.
Okay, so I can come back today and claim the session, or wait till tomorrow, or what? What do I do?
That's a great question. I would say, give it about 24 hours, and then I
Okay.
believe you should either receive an email or that video should populate in your portal.
Wonderful. No
Yeah,
problem.
great.
It's a
All
beautiful
right.
experience.
I'm so glad you had a positive experience. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
rest of your day.
Likewise. Have a great one. Bye-bye. All right.